Hey everyone, it's me. Number 10. The creature that walked through walls. In January of 2018, two hunters were out in the woods near Mayfield, Kentucky. They had heard there was a big cat lurking in these parts, so they decided to track it down. As soon as they got into the forest, though, they saw something that made them run back to their car and speed away. When they told police what they had seen, no one believed them. They said that they were scared out of their wits when they encountered a massive monster with thick, dark fur and glowing red eyes. The creature was standing up on its hind legs and walking around as if it was a human. But that wasn't the most disturbing part. The hunters say that after they stepped out of their truck, the beast simply walked through the door of their pickup as if it didn't exist. And then it vanished into the trees. Nobody knows what this monster was. There have been lots of Bigfoot sightings in Kentucky, but none of them have ever been confirmed. It could be that the creature they encountered was some kind of undiscovered primate. Or it could just be a case of two men who got lost in the woods and panicked, imagining a monster when they should have been looking for a way out. No, 9. They heard him call out. In 2017, two friends from Alaska named Jay and Ian decided to go camping and hiking deep into the Alaskan wilderness. They wanted to explore an area known as Flat Creek, which is full of towering trees and dense underbrush. It's a perfect place for a monster to live, right? As they hiked along the creek, they noticed some strange things like broken branches and overturned logs. They also heard noises, guttural screams, and whistles coming from somewhere in the forest. Of course, there are plenty of bears in Alaska, so they kept their guard up. They finally came across a clearing where the ground had been torn apart and all the little pebbles had been pushed aside. In the center of the circle stood a large tree with deep gouges carved into it. That was when they heard the sound again, like a man screaming deep in pain. They ran away as fast as they could, making it back to the car without any more terrifying sounds following them. Back at home, they looked at the pictures they had taken and realized that one of them had captured something truly bizarre. There was a huge set of footprints that looked like those of a human male, only much, much larger. Then there was another set of even bigger footprints belonging to a woman. In between the two sets of enormous footprints were smaller prints, like those of a child. They had absolutely no idea what kind of monster family was living in the forest, but they never went back to find out. Number 8. The Loveland Frog. In 1951, someone in Ohio snapped a picture of something very weird. All they had was a simple camera and an urge to capture whatever mysterious creature was haunting the banks of the Little Miami River. This was the beginning of the Loveland Frog phenomenon. The man who took the picture claimed that he had seen a strange frog-like creature hopping around the riverbank. It had green, scaly skin and bright red eyes, not like any frog anyone had ever seen before. Over the next few years, there were hundreds of reported sightings of the Loveland Frog. Some people claimed that they had seen it swimming in the river, while others insisted it lived in the woods. There was even a story about a frogman who had attacked a young woman and tried to drag her into the water. Then just as suddenly as it appeared, the Loveland Frog disappeared. One theory is that the original picture was a hoax that the man who took the photo had somehow manipulated it to look like a frog, and that everything that came after was just people repeating what they had heard and adding their own little twists to the tale. Number 7. Attacked by a beast. Aisha Sadiqa was hiking through the woods near her home when she was viciously attacked and almost killed. She survived, but not before being bitten several times and left to die in the forest. She managed to crawl to the road where she flagged down a passing motorist and was rushed to the hospital. When she told doctors what had happened, they couldn't believe her story. They thought she was making it up. She described her attacker as a wild man covered in hair. He had sharp teeth and claws and was as strong as a bear. She said he had beaten her over the head with a club and tried to tear off her face. Doctors did find claw marks on her body, and the wounds were consistent with animal bites. But they couldn't figure out what kind of animal would attack a person for no reason. There weren't even any big cats or bears in the area, so they just chalked it up to a crazed animal and sent her home. To this day, nobody has any idea what kind of vicious beast lurks in the forest. And on that note, let me know in the comments below what kind of scary creatures you think lurk in the forest. I personally think it's best to stay away from any woods after dark. 6. The Beast of Bray Road. Between 1990 and 1996, Wisconsin was plagued by the Beast of Bray Road. It all started when two deputies spotted a large, wolf-like animal standing on the side of the road. At first they assumed it was a coyote, but when they got closer they realized it was something else. It was a wolf, but not any kind of wolf they had ever seen before. It had reddish-brown fur and was tall enough to stand on its hind legs and peer inside the patrol car. They chased it through the forest, but it was too fast and soon disappeared. For the next 6 years, there were hundreds of similar sightings. People claimed to see a wolf-like creature with glowing red eyes roaming through the forest. Some even claimed to have seen the beast drinking from the local creek. It was finally spotted one last time in 1996, and then it was gone. This led some people to claim that it was nothing but a coyote, except an unusually large one. Others say it was a werewolf, citing a supposed attack in 1992 when the beast bit a jogger and dragged him into the woods. He was never found, and his disappearance was blamed on the beast. Number 5. The Beast of Busco. According to legend, there is a creature lurking in the woods in northern New Jersey. It's known as the Beast of Busco, and has been spotted many times throughout the years. It's described as a large, dog-like monster with matted black fur, red eyes, and long, sharp teeth. Witnesses say that it moves through the forest with supernatural grace and seems to feed on deer. It's also extremely intelligent and shy, avoiding human contact at all costs. One day in 1964, a hunter named Phil Weicker spotted the creature and fired his gun at it 3 times. The beast ran away and was never seen again. 4. Bigfoot. Bigfoot is probably the most famous monster said to prowl the forests of North America. Sightings have been reported all over the continent, but especially in Washington, Oregon, and Northern California. Most descriptions agree that Bigfoot is a huge ape-like creature covered in dark hair. It's slow-moving and clumsy due to its massive size, often leaving giant footprints in the mud. There have been thousands of alleged Bigfoot sightings and hundreds of blurry photos. Nobody can agree whether or not Bigfoot is real, but it makes for a fun movie every now and then. 3. Lizard Man. The lizard man has been spotted slithering through the swamps of South Carolina. Most sightings have come from the area around Bishopville. It's described as a humanoid lizard creature with green, scaly skin, claws, and a long tail. Witnesses say that it seems to avoid people and only comes out at night. So far, there have been no hard proofs of the lizard man's existence, although there have been some strange footprints found in the mud. No. 2. Skunk ape. The skunk ape is a cryptid said to inhabit the swamps of Florida. Reports of the creature began in the 1960s and haven't stopped yet. The skunk ape is described as being about 7 feet tall and weighing in at 300 pounds. It has gray, shaggy fur, a gorilla-like build, and a foul stench. Some witnesses say that it smells like dirty socks, while others insist that it stinks like a skunk. There are said to be dozens of skunk apes living in the Florida wilderness, but none have ever been caught. Number 1. Werewolves. Werewolves are legendary creatures said to prowl the forests of Europe, especially Germany, France, and Italy. According to legend, werewolves are humans who transform into wolves. There are said to be only a handful of werewolves left in the world today, but they still roam the forests at night, hunting for prey. Thanks for watching. Which forest monster do you think is real? Let me know in the comments below and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time. Bye.